여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon-soa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news. And for our K-Culture Issues segment today, we take a look at the hottest K-dramas this month. All right, let's dive in. And joining us on today's show is my co-host Walter Lee. Walter, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Soa, and happy Friday to our viewers watching the K-Culture Dive today. I'm Walter Lee, here to co-host alongside Soa and, of course, bring you the latest in K-entertainment stories.
Let's start with K-Enter and check in with BTS. They are currently on their world tour while promoting their album Arirang. And while doing all of that, they are breaking record after record.
Indeed they are, so yes, the concerts are receiving massive praise from international media outlets, and the album set a major record in the US. Now, in regard to their new world tour, Arirang, which kicked off in Goyang on April 9th through to the 12th, all three shows were completely sold out, drawing a total of approximately 132,000 attendees. Now, British media outlet anniv praised the concerts, saying that BTS has ushered in a new era, highlighting how the group moved beyond the traditional framework of K-pop performances to present a fresh direction. Meanwhile, the BBC described the event as more than just the return of global superstars, noting that it reinforced BTS's status as the universally loved group and projected the tour to become the largest ever by a Korean act. Now, the album has also delivered outstanding results as well. According to global music outlets, Arirang has recently exceeded 1 million units in sales in the United States. It actually makes it the first album this year to reach the million-seller status in the country. Notably, it achieved this milestone in less than a month after its release. And also, the lead track, Swim, is continuing its success. It remains in the upper ranks of the Billboard Hot 100, while the album Arirang reached #1 on the Billboard 200.
Wow, I would say almost perfect.
Yes.
And speaking of perfect, we're going to talk about a K-drama that's almost perfect.
We are indeed. So the Disney Plus original series, Perfect Crown, has quickly become a global sensation, achieving remarkable success in just 5 days after its release. Now, on Friday, Disney Plus reported that the series ranked as the most watched Korean show worldwide within the 5-day window. Now, since premiering last Friday, it has continuously topped buzz rankings and viewing charts, highlighting its widespread appeal among international audiences. Now, set in an alternate reality where Korea is a constitutional monarchy, the drama follows the unconventional romance between chaebol heiress Song Hee-ju, which is played by the absolutely beautiful IU, who rises from the commoner background, and Prince Ian, who's played by Byung-Sok, a royal figure constrained by his circumstances. Now, critics applauded the series for its striking visuals, which blend traditional Korean aesthetics with modern grandeur, emphasizing that evolving appeal of K-content. Now, episodes 3 and 4 are scheduled for release this Friday, meaning today, and Saturday tomorrow, so make sure you watch them.
Can't wait for that. And actually, we're going to go deeper into this drama with our expert in just a bit.
Yes.
But let's move on to film news.
Yes, indeed. So director Hong Sang-soo's new film, The Day She Returns, is set to be released domestically on May 6th. Now, Hong's 34th feature is a black and white work that follows a single day in the life of actress Bae Jong-soo, who returns to independent cinema after taking a hiatus of over a decade. Now, the film is expected to showcase Hong's signature directing style, which is delicately capturing the characters' inner lives and relationships within everyday moments. Now, Song Sun-mi is taking on the lead role as Bae Jong-soo. Now, The Day She Returns was first unveiled at the Berlin International Film Festival in February, where it was invited to the panorama section. Now, this section is known for highlighting contemporary social issues and emerging cinematic trends. With this invitation, Hong has actually had films selected for the Berlin Festival for 7 consecutive years.
Right. Berlin just loves Hong. And thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
All right, now let's move on to our AI anchor Arirang for more on the culture front. Arirang.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. Culture Minister Choi Hui-young met with young artists to gather on-the-ground feedback on government support policies. At a roundtable held on Thursday, young representatives from a range of fields, including literature, theater, and musicals, took part. Discussions centered on the ministry's new initiative designed to help young artists gain practical experience at public and private arts organizations. The ministry plans to allocate 3.4 billion won, or nearly $2.3 million from this year's supplementary budget to the program. More foreign tourists are heading to Gyeongju in Gyeongsangbuk-do Province, a city known as the Museum Without Walls. According to the Korea Tourism Data Lab, about 244,740 international visitors traveled to the city in the first quarter, which is up nearly 8% from last year. Chinese tourists accounted for the largest share at around 46,000, or 19% of the total, followed by visitors from Russia and Indonesia at about 5% each, and the United States at 3%. Gyeongju plans to expand tourism content tailored to foreign tourists and upgrade visitor facilities to encourage longer stays, as arrivals from a wider range of nationalities continue to grow. The Wonju Hanji Festival is set to return next month, celebrating the 1,000-year tradition of Hanji, or traditional Korean paper. Running from May 1st to 5th at the Wonju Hanji Theme Park in Gangwon-do Province, this year's festival will showcase exhibitions highlighting the material's heritage and modern evolution. Organizers say the venue will be transformed into a unified artistic space, featuring immersive installations that combine paper, light, and movement. The paper forest installation, known for its distinctive concept each year, will present a vision of a future city shaped by Hanji. An international exhibition will feature works by French paper artist Jean-Pierre Brigadier, marking the 140th anniversary of Seoul-Paris diplomatic ties. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
As Korea continues to share its culture with the world, there are also places that tell deeper stories of its past. Marking its 75th anniversary, the United Nations Memorial Cemetery in Korea remains the only place of its kind globally, honoring those who fought in the Korean War while delivering a message of peace that transcends borders. Our Kim Bo-kyung visited the site.
The only UN memorial cemetery in the world where a 17-year-old Australian soldier lies after fighting during the so-called Forgotten War. The UN Memorial Cemetery in Korea marked its 75 years of history since its establishment in 1951. After being under UNC and UN management until 1974, it began to be managed jointly by 11 countries under the name of the International Commission. Following the transition of authority, most of the archives were transferred overseas, but the UNMCK was able to obtain some this year.
네, 20장의 사진이 있는데 이 중 가장 눈여겨볼 만한 사진은 혹시 뭘까요?
저는 뭐 다 좋습니다만 그중에서 가장 눈에 띄는 거는 이 사진인 것 같습니다. 왜냐하면 1951년도 4월 6일 75년 전에 유엔 기념공원이 처음 만들어진 이 헌정식하는 사진인데요. 그 당시에 그 유엔군 사령관, 메가더 사령관 다음이죠. 그분이 지금 현재 경례를 하면서 여기에 그 헌정식을 갖다가 대표하는 이런 모습입니다. 그래서 그 소위 말하는 여기에 계시는 분들에 대해서 존경의 표시도 되고, 그리고 우리 유엔 기금의 75년을 처음 알리는 신호도 돼서 소위 말하는 저로서는 여기를 담당하고 있는 저로서는 굉장히 소중한 그런 사진으로 제가 여기고 있습니다.
네.
예.
The pictures of soldiers looking at the last remains of a deceased comrade to ascertain his identity and the interment ceremony of Lieutenant Colonel Marinus den Oden, the commanding officer of the Netherlands forces, show how sincere the country was to honor the fallen soldiers even during the war. After so many years, more than 2,300 fallen soldiers from 14 countries have been laid to rest. The UNMCK honors the anniversary of each of the soldiers' deaths with a flag and a chrysanthemum that day. The place started as a site to remember fallen soldiers during the Korean War, but for 75 years it has become more than that. Now it is a site for diplomacy, a site that delivers a message of peace to us and to future generations.
So I was checking the ages of the soldiers, between 20 and 24 years old, coming from different countries. They are really gone in the flower of their age, and I always question myself about why. It's the question to every war. I still cannot find an answer to it. Especially today, we are also witnessing the war in Iran, in Lebanon. So this connects a lot with each other.
Serving as a meaningful venue where global leaders can better understand a key chapter of Korean history and strengthen bilateral ties, the custodian now hopes to see more descendants visit and connect with this place.
So many visitors who came here are a little bit older generations. I would like the young generations to come here to know what place it is. So as a part of that the effort, this year we are making effort to collaborate with the very much influential cartoonist.
From a resting place for the fallen to a symbol of peace, as the UNMCK looks ahead to the next 75 years, it hopes this place will continue to resonate across generations. 김보경, Arirang News, Busan.
Today, the Hangang River is a place of rest for Seoul residents and others. Some run along its banks. Others lay out picnic mats and take in a moment of calm. But the riverside wasn't always like this. So when did Hangang River become a place to unwind? There was a time when crossing the river meant taking a boat. People moved back and forth via ferry landings. Gwangnaru, Dongjaknaru, Nodeunnaru, and Yanghwa-naru were the key hubs where people and goods moved in a constant rush. The riverfront was busy, noisy, alive with trade. That began to change when bridges were built across the river. Crossings moved from ferries to roads, and everything shifted. Then, in the 1980s, the riverfront was transformed once again with the comprehensive planning of the Great Hangang Project. What had once been a space for transport and logistics gave way to parks, walking paths, and bike trails. The Hangang River is no longer a mere passage, but a sanctuary where life pauses and breathes. This transformation is more than the evolution of a river. It is the unfolding story of Seoul itself, redefined.
A wave of highly anticipated K-drama releases has been rolling out this April. With each title offering a different genre and appeal, viewers have plenty to choose from. Today, we're joined by Professor Ji Hye-won from Kyunghee University to take a closer look at which titles stand out. Welcome back, Professor Ji.
Hello, Professor.
Good afternoon.
All right, so let's start with probably the most talked about K-romance drama right now, which is the Korean title is 21세기 대군 부인, or Perfect Crown in English,
Right.
but literally it would translate into 21st century Grand Princess Wife.
Right.
And I mean, Walter earlier did mention the current standings, but actually this drama has also created so much buzz even before its release. So I heard you've seen it, Professor Ji, so what were your first impressions?
Yeah, right. Right. I saw the first 2 episodes last week. So first of all, as long as the Perfect Crown 21세기 대군 부인 is a fantasy romance genre, so the casting of IU, 이지은, and 변우석 was very interesting to watch. In particular, the proactive and aggressive female character Song Hee-ju was pretty impressive. And however, since it is still early in the 12 episode series, so it seems we will have to wait and see a little longer to see if its narrative structure and character development will flow stably.
Yes, well, talking about character development and chemistry, like with the pairing of the top stars IU and Byung-woo Sok, along with the constitutional monarchy setting, do you think these elements enhance the show's appeal, or maybe could they divide the reactions?
Right. The IU and 변우석 certainly appeal to the audiences in terms of the visual chemistry and star power. So, however, reviews regarding to their actings are mixed. So, especially since 변우석 rose to stardom with modern characters in series like Lovely Runners, 헌재 없고 튀어. So, it remains to be seen how convincingly he can portray the complex and weighty character of royalty. So also, Perfect Crown is compared to, in many ways, to one of the legendary TV series Princess Hours Kung from 20 years ago. So, such as its promised fictional constitutional monarchy and the romance that transcends class differences. So, personally, I'm so looking forward to seeing what kind of a relationship will unfold in this royal romance, created again 20 years later.
Now, I have one slight spoiler to make. It's not about the drama itself, but one of the actors in this drama is going to join us on K-Culture Dive next week. It's not 변우석, it's not IU, but another actor in there.
But still very, very excited.
Of course, I am very excited about that. But now let's turn to another drama, 유미의 세포들, or Yumi's Cells. Now, this already has a loyal fan base, but season 3 is out now. So could you briefly walk us through this drama? And also, for people who haven't watched the other series, is it still enjoyable to watch it as its own, the third one?
Right. The Yumi's Cell season 3 serves as a sequel to season 1 and 2, continuing Yumi's narrative of growth. So season 3 concludes with a story where Yumi, having grown into a star writer, feels a sense of emptiness in her daily life, and she meets Sunrok, a straightforward and homebody PD, and undergoes emotional changes and lead to her last love and life choices. So in season 3 as well, Kim Go-eun plays Yumi and Kim Jae-won plays a new male character, Sunrok. So I think it is possible to watch season 3 without having seen the previous seasons. However, since the series covers Yumi's love, career, and the personal growth in stages, so the seasons are well connected. So furthermore, because the Yumi's cells themselves remember and react to the past experiences. So I think it will be more enjoyable to watch it to season 3 if you are familiar with the flow of the previous seasons.
Then maybe people can watch the other previous seasons, or they could also read the webtoon, because it was a webtoon before. Now it's a drama, and it's also going to be adapted into a musical, I heard. It's going to come out this summer. So it's a little hard to imagine these cells, especially being on the musical stage. So how do you imagine this to happen?
Right, that's right. The musical Yumi's Cell is fundamentally based on the original webtoon rather than the TV drama. So therefore, the stage version focuses on the reinterpreting the worldview of Yumi and the cells through the stage aesthetics, but excluding the parts adapted for the TV dramas. So I look forward to see the musical Yumi's Cell showcasing a new charm unique to the stage, and while remaining closer to the webtoon's concept and the sentiment compared to the TV series. So also, especially curious to see as well how how the cells will be reacted on stage. I cannot imagine yet. So the musical You Miss a Cell is scheduled to premiere at the CJ Tower Theater at Seoul Arts Center, which means right across the street from us. So it starts from the June 30th.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I hope it's going to be very creative, especially with those cells.
Too. Yeah.
Yes, and another returning series, and this one is more for the action-style K-drama fans, is Bloodhounds Season 2. Now, we recently actually talked about it as well, and it's been recently released. Could you briefly explain the storyline for us and how the new season expands the appeal of the previous one?
Right. The second season of Bloodhounds, 사냥개들, was released on Netflix on April 3rd. So entering the top 10 in 80 countries and reaching number 1 in 14 of them. So it is amazing. And returning from season 1, Woo Do-hwan and Lee Sang-hee star in the series. And the story unfolds with an action-oriented plot in which Kwon-woo and Woo-jin confront a massive criminal organization known as IKFC, the Global Illegal Boxing League. So Jung Ji-yoon, Rain, plays the villain who threatened them. So the season 2 features a faster pace and a stronger emphasis on the action compared to the season 1, with Kwon-woo and Woo-jin, who has grown into mature adult, supporting to the core of the work.
Right, now, we just saw some of the scenes there on the screen, but looking at these lead actors' performances and also their action scenes, it was very impressive, and it's also generating a lot of buzz as well. In your opinion, which actor stood out to you the most this season, and tell us why?
Right, the Bloodhounds delivers even more intense action scenes in season 2. So Woo Do-hwan, who plays Kwon-woo, developed into a boxer, while Lee Sang-hee plays Woo-jin, grows into his coach rather than a boxer. So although both actors deliver action scenes that are more powerful than the previous season, but I believe Woo Do-hwan's performance was even more intense as he simultaneously grows as a boxer and becomes a target of the villain to fight back.
Right. I have to say the chemistry between Woo Do-hwan and Lee Sang-hee is one of the highlights of this season, just like before. And my bias is actually Woo Do-hwan, and especially because his action and the balance between his action and the emotional depth as well. But I also want to mention that Rain as a villain was very interesting to watch as well. There.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. And now we just talked about 3 titles right now, and I feel like all of them are very different in genre and style. So if you had to choose one of them, what do you think would resonate with the global audience the most among those?
To the global audiences. Right, while all 3 series have their own unique appeal, but personally, I think Bloodhounds Season 2 appeal most strongly to the global audiences. So this is because Bloodhounds is an action-driven narrative, making it easily accessible to anyone without an understanding of Korean context or sentiment. Additionally, while The Perfect Crown is distributed globally on Wave and Disney Plus, and You Miss a Cell's on TV. But it is true that Netflix's reach is undeniably wider than any other OTTs.
Now, before we let you go, may I ask you what your favorite one among those is, Professor Z?
My favorite one. I'm very looking forward to see the You Miss a Cell Season 3, but my favorite actor is Woo Do-hwan.
Oh, that makes 2 of us. All right, thank you very much, Professor Z, for your insights, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Walter, as always. Have a great weekend as well, and see you next week.
See you next week.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-Culture. K-Culture Dive will be back on Monday, 2 p.m. Korea time. Have a culture-filled weekend, maybe with some K-dramas, and keep diving.